Well, here we go, another episode of Bowhunt or Die. Justin, it's getting super close to October. The hit list bucks are rolling in, and we've got our first hunt.
Yeah, we've got our first big game hunt for the fall. We told you guys a couple weeks ago, one of our pro staff members, Troy Spolum, was actually heading out to Wyoming to meet up with another staff member, Dustin DeCrew, and do a little antelope hunting, and quite the adventure it was, right, Todd?
You know, we've all been on these hunts before. We've all had things not go as planned. I mean, it is bow hunting, and Justin, you've had plenty of your ups and downs.
I like how I'm always the example for the downs of bow hunting. But yes, Todd, Troy had an interesting trip out to Wyoming with some ups and downs. So let's stop talking about it and let's take a look at his hunt now.
All right, so it's August 8th, and that means first day of vacation. We're just getting the car packed up. We're about to hit the road in about 20 minutes. It's Friday today. Hopefully by Sunday we make it out to meet up with Dustin DeCrew. We're gonna drop all our hunting gear off before my wife, my father, and my mother. We're gonna make our way to Yellowstone, and we're gonna head down to Jackson Hole. So we got a whole family road trip, but really what I'm looking forward to is starting the 18th. I'm gonna start chasing some goats. All right, so we're in Buffalo. We just stopped off and got our licenses tagged up. Now we're gonna head over to the ranch, probably shoot our bows and get some dinner, relax. It's a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. We're pumped, we're ready for tomorrow morning. Dustin's gonna put us both on monster antelope. He guaranteed us, so we're excited about that. And we'll see you in the morning, bright and early, Bowhunt or Die. All right, so opening morning, we just got out in the field, just dropped my dad off in the blind, but I chose the stupid route today. I'm gonna get a little more aggressive, and I'm gonna try and spot and stalk. Shooter?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
You see the green straight over that gate?
Yep.
The green field?
Yep.
He's on the far side.
Oh, I see him. Now within 100 yards, 110, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make that shot. We got busted by a young one. All right, so we got a buck on the other side of this hill right here. He's about, he might be 80 yards. Once we get up on the hill, it'll be close. We're gonna give it a shot. Attempt number 2, he would have been about 75 yards, but he was already running by the time we really even got our eyes on him. All right, here we go. Attempt number 3. Hit him high. Shot him way high. Way high, way left. Here's my arrow. Not looking good. Not looking good. All right, so after 2 hours of looking, and I'm not sure what time it is, wandering every hill, watching where he went, we haven't found any blood. Arrow definitely hit way too high, and a little bit back. It's not a good shot, not proud of it. My dad shot one, says he made a good shot, so we're gonna go over there. We're gonna get his, and then we'll come back out later with a spotting scope and try and look for this antelope. I don't know. He might be still living, so we'll have to see.
That's a really, really nice antelope.
Shoot, yeah. All right.
Good work, man. I bet that's well over Popignon.
So beautiful go for my dad. Super excited for him. He made it look easy. Put the kill zone, double lunged him, 40 yards. Really happy for him, but I still wasn't feeling all too hot. We went back, cleaned him up, and then got right back out in the field and tried to find my buck. Unfortunately, couldn't find any sign, and it was getting dark, so we decided the next morning we were gonna get up, go back out and try and find some more sign, see if we can't find my goat, and maybe put another stalk on him if he was injured. The fortunate thing, as you could see, is Dustin spotted him out in the field, and he was actually right back in the same area. All right, so we're back in the blind. My dad shot his really nice Popignon out of yesterday. As we drove the truck up, there was about 7 or 8 bucks, including the one we saw this morning. Makes me feel better because I hate making bad shots. Hate wounding animals. Made it hard to sleep. Oh my God.
What'd you do?
Way over top. Another lesson in buck fever. This is getting extremely frustrating. I'm shaking like a leaf and misjudging yardage as well. Still shouldn't. I mean, I shot over his head. He ducked, but it would have never had a chance to hit him anyways. Finding more out about my nerves than I've ever realized. Usually with deer hunting, I'm not this bad, so I don't know what it is. Got goat fever big time. I need to relax. Keep after it. Fortunately, didn't hit him. Clean miss. With my luck, it just wasn't looking good. So we had one morning left to get the job done because we had to get on the road, and we were hoping to break up the trip home over 16 hours, break it up in between 2 days. So we were gonna get out and hopefully get the job done in the morning.
All right, so 7:20, and we just had 2 little bucks come in. With my luck, I probably should have taken the bigger of the 2 small ones, but I don't know if the humiliation's worse. Missing bucks or taking the smallest one of the group. So, but that was still pretty cool. Alright, so after a unsuccessful sit at the other water hole, we've moved out in a blind in the middle of a field. This is the final night. We'll see if we can get it done. Come on, why didn't you hit the back wire? Smoked him!
Huh?
Smoked him.
Get him on camera. Get it up here. That one right there, the second one. Get that one right there.
I'm trying.
Watch him going down. It's the back one. He's down. You have it? You see him?
Yeah, I see him.
Okay.
Which one is he, though?
I have no idea.
He's still standing.
Dad, he's dead in the field. What a disaster. I don't know if we got any of that on camera. We're looking through all these little tiny windows and blinds, and I couldn't get him to stop at 30 yards. And the first one, I didn't take the biggest one. I don't even know which one was the biggest one. I could hardly see through these blinds. Whew, with all I've been through this week, I wanted to get one on the ground. That's been hard. So no matter how big he is, he's a trophy to me. I'm putting him on the wall, even if he's a tiny one. Whew. Bow, hunt, or die, man. We got it done, Dad. Oh my God. Good shot. He only went 80, 90, 100 yards, so there he is. He was the second one in the bunch. All right, so it's Monday, August 18th, and I finally got a goat on the ground after multiple misses, hitting blinds. It's been a disaster. I've had multiple opportunities and I haven't been able to get the job done. This has been a very humbling experience for me, probably something I needed. So yeah, it's not the biggest goat that we've seen all weekend, but I'm super pumped and it's a trophy to me. I want to thank Dustin. I want to thank my father for working through with me all weekend, all the support through the tough times. I want to thank my wife and my mother for hanging on late. We're supposed to be on the road heading home, but they stuck around late so I can get one more afternoon and we got it done. I'm super pumped. First time out in Wyoming, first goat, and I couldn't be happier. Bow, hunt, or die.
You know, Justin, I've had the pleasure of knowing Troy a little bit longer than you have. And, the thing about Troy is, he is, ultra passionate about bow hunting. And he is a super serious guy. I know Troy put a lot of effort into this hunt, a lot of planning, a lot of shooting, a lot of preparation. And unfortunately, when things just aren't going your way, it's a slippery slope and it goes downhill quick.
Yeah, and I think it's something that Troy touched on in his interview where he said that it was a humbling experience and maybe one that he needed.
Right.
Being as meticulous as he is and as prepared as he thought he was, that first kind of mishap happens and all right, you kind of shake it off and you're like, all right, I'm going to go, and then you have another one, and then all of a sudden that's when that slippery slope starts happening and your confidence starts to erode. But much to Troy's credit, he was able to recover. Last afternoon,
right.
Last day, he was finally able to get the job done. As you guys saw, his dad, was unable to get the shot on film, which something we've talked about. Filming hunts is a hard thing to do, even if you've been doing it for a long time. His dad has never, I don't think, filmed a hunt before. And
Just not to interrupt you, but my favorite part is. My favorite part is Troy. Which one is it? It's the one down in the field.
Yeah, he's still standing there. No, he's not. He's dead in the field. So yeah, that was pretty entertaining. I have to give him that. But congrats again to Troy. He had a heck of a hunt. Definitely something he will never forget. So with that hunt out of the way, next up we're going to join a couple of our pro staff members. Todd, we've got Trevor Olson and Chase Larson, and they're actually up in Wisconsin at the R100 3D shoot. So let's check that out now.
Hey everybody, we're at the Reinhardt R100 today. It's been a great day with shooting.
A little bit about the R100. The R100 actually travels across the country several weekends a year to check it out. But it's 100 targets and 50 of them are North American. The other 50 are either African safari animals or the other. They just create some cool different animals. And it's probably the only place you're ever going to see those targets. So we're going to be jumping on those here pretty quick. So stay tuned.
Bow, hunt, or die.
Well, guys, we are at I believe it's a kudu, and you shot yours for what?
38 yards.
And I shot mine for 33 yards. Now you can see the difference where I'm out of the heart clearly, and I actually got a body for a score, so that's a 5. But being a little bit more accurate on your yardage when you're taking those shots is going to help you get you back in that 10 ring.
hunter die, guys.
Oh, I did the same thing. It's not than what I was headed at.
Well, we've approached one of the last of our safari targets, and we've got the giraffe, which is one of the largest ones we have. Actually, it's the largest one we have.
Yeah.
We get to have to climb a ladder to get our arrows out. So.
Here's a 10, and this one's a 12, right on. So cool.
Well, Chase, what an eventful day, huh?
Yeah.
There was a great course put on here by Sparta's Run and Gun Club and the R100. Some awesome prizes here at the end, though we didn't win anything.
No, we didn't.
That's all right.
But, I mean, it was an all-around awesome day. Got to hang out with good friends, meet new ones, and got to get the Creed XS all dialed in and getting to know it a little bit better for fall. So,
Hey, bow hunter die.
bow hunter die, guys.
You know, Justin, I mean, with the season, coming on us, I mean, there is no better way to get good, real practice than the R100 shoots.
Oh yeah, I mean those shoots, are, as you guys saw, are a blast. They present a variety of different shot opportunities, which are the different scenarios you may encounter while you're out in the field. Now granted, if you're hunting here in the Midwest, you're probably not going to be shooting at any giraffes, but that's just, one of those events that makes that shoot so much fun. So if you guys are looking to go to an R100, they travel all around the country.
Yep.
Their shoots are actually over with for this year because just like us, they're getting ready for hunting season, but they're going to start up again in the spring. So if you guys are interested, go to r100.org is their website, and they'll have the schedule posted for next year. And if there's an event in your area, make sure you guys check it out. So Todd, what do we got coming up next?
Well, Justin, we've got one of my favorite parts, and that's hitless bucks. We've got over 20, pro staff members on the team, and of course we don't have time to show all of them, but it's fun to see the summer finally coming together. They got their cameras out, and it's neat to see the different bucks. So let's go ahead and join Paul Morrison right off the bat in Ohio to see what he has.
All right, well, with all the turkey hunting out of the way, it's time to jump into deer hunting. In the past couple weeks, we've been running trail cameras, setting up mineral sites. We've been doing our food plots, trying to get on these big bucks. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to get on a lot of good ones yet with the camera, but I have a couple here that we can show you. Unfortunately, we have 2 deer from last year that didn't make it through. Fortunately, I was able to harvest my 8-point from last year, and but unfortunately, this big boy didn't make it through. So he's checked off of our hit list for season 5, but we got a couple other good ones that we will be chasing. So I'd like to start off with a nice mainframe 8-point that's right behind my house. He's definitely a 4.5-year-old, and if he finishes out, he's actually a 9-point because of a sticker, but a mainframe 8, like I said. We also have a beautiful 8-point, really, really wide. Short brows right now, but hopefully they finishes out. If he's, if he comes in at 20 inches, he's going to be a stud of a deer. The last buck on my hit list is a buck that's been on my hit list for several years. I've had history with this buck. The first time I laid eyes on him, he had to be a 2.5 to 3.5-year-old, and he was just a beautiful deer. And I actually have those sheds that my neighbor ended up finding. So he looks to be a stud. Every year I had one encounter with him where he came in, the wind swirled, and he ended up taking off, and I didn't get an opportunity at him. But we very rarely see him. Every once in a while we get some pictures. Last year I got 2 pictures of him. But he is just a definite stud, and he's anywhere pushing to 160 mark from a couple years ago. And so this year, if we get pictures of him, if he's still alive, that will be my #1 hit list. So hopefully we can get on some real good ones here in Ohio. You always have those extra deer that come in, that move into the area once the rut kicks in. So we're looking forward to every one of those encounters. So stay tuned to Bow Hunter Die, and hopefully we can put some good ones on the ground this year. Good morning, people. Hey, John Herman here. I am up in northern Wisconsin enjoying a lake all to myself. How sweet is this? I wanted to give you guys a little update on some of the bucks that I'm going to be hunting this upcoming year. Northern Wisconsin experienced the worst winter that we've ever had on record this past winter. So, you know, any buck that we've got to hunt up there is a blessing. And luckily we've got a few that I'm going to show you today. The first buck is a buck that I call Blade. We had pictures of him last year. Nobody saw him. We would definitely love to shoot this deer in 2014. The next buck on the list is a buck that we call Kickstand. Last year he was a 3-year-old. We're almost positive. He had about a 5 or 6 inch flyer coming off of one of his bases. He lost the flyer, unfortunately, but he's gained probably 15 inches, and he's going to be a real nice 4-year-old, and he's definitely going to get shot this year if he comes by me. Another buck that we got up here that's on the hit list is one that we're calling Unibrow. Just doesn't have a whole lot of tine length. Actually, he's an 8-pointer maybe. Might only be a 7-pointer if that one brow doesn't score. But big mature deer. It's not always about how much they score, as it is, you know, shooting a mature buck. So he's going to be on the hit list as well as possibly putting a buck that we're calling Westgate 10 on the hit list. We think he's a 4-year-old, but he might only be a 3-year-old. So those are the 4 bucks that we got up here in northern Wisconsin. And like I said, with the bad winter that we had, it's a blessing to have anything on the hit list up here. So moving down to Illinois, I got 2 properties to hunt down there. The first one is in Knox County, and I got 2 great bucks down there. I got one of them that I call Double D. He was a 3-year-old last year, and neighbor phone both sides, so we're hoping that he made it through, and I'm hoping that he blows into a great big 4-year-old. The second buck that I got in Knox County is a buck that I call Masher. Just a big, mature, heavy, nice tined 8-pointer, and I would love to shoot that buck. Going to be a tough deer to kill, but I would definitely love to put a Carbon Express through him. Moving on down to Fulton County, I got 1 buck with some history down there. I call him Junkie. He's at least a 5-year-old, probably a 6-year-old. The only time I've ever seen this deer was in 2012. I bumped him from under my stand. Got a really nice look at him. I obviously got some pictures of him the last couple years. Big mature Spoon River buck that's number 1 on my hit list for Fulton County. So going to be a great season for me. Hopefully I can put down a couple of bucks and show you guys some buck footage, and you know, I'm hoping all you guys are successful as well. So stay safe out there and shoot straight.
Welcome to another episode of Bowhunt or Die, folks. Just over my shoulder here, there are several deer out in this field, and 2 of them are really huge bucks. One of them's a buck that I got 3 years of history with. This is the 3rd year. He's a 4-year-old now, and you guys just not absolutely believe how big this deer is and what he jumped from 2 to 3, and from 3 to 4. He's just put on more mass and more time length. He's just an absolute giant. 2 bucks out here should go close to 170. Let's give them a quick look here real quick before they get up and leave. Now, this deer went from about a 115, 20 incher to about a 165, 170 last year, and he is, I think, 170 plus with his mass this year. Nothing gets me more riled up than seeing what I'm seeing right here today, folks. Two absolute giants. Couldn't both grow Spoon and Crockett anyways. Another great 145-inch 8, maybe 150. It's hard to say, I ain't got close up yet. But how awesome is this Bowhunter die, folks?
You know, Justin, it is a lot of fun looking at the different bucks. And I mean, for me, I guess we got to kind of pick or choose what deer we want to hunt right now. For me, I kind of like the kickstand buck. How about you?
Yeah, well, you can absolutely go up there with Johnny and hunt that deer. I'm sure he would love to have you. I think I'm going to go down and hunt with Phipps because he's got some absolute mega giants down there in Kentucky, which, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, is probably one of the best up-and-coming whitetail states, and for good reason. I mean, he's got some giant deer. I mean,
he's going to buy property there soon, I'm hoping. So.
Well, I need a raise first. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, think about that.
That's
so,
nice.
you know, as you guys saw, we've got, you know, some great bucks on camera this year. Hopefully these guys are going to be able to, you know, capitalize on all the hard work from the summertime. You know, hopefully it's going to pay off come fall. We got hunting season right around the corner. Yeah. So actually the next show that we've got is going to be in 2 weeks, which is going to be, I think, the 19th of September. And by then we've got Missouri's opening up. We got Wisconsin opening up. I know Brandon down there in Kentucky is going to be opening up. So guys are going to be ready to climb in some trees here pretty soon.
I got to get some stuff together. I'm still a little nervous here. I do.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Somehow you always find a way. So, you know, that's all the deer hunting action we've got for this week's show. Of course, before we go, we want to take a couple seconds just to thank the people who sent in their photos.
Brian Speakman,
Paul Franjesh,
Robert Thomas,
and Tyler Byram.
Hey, if you'd like to see yourself right here on another exciting episode of Bowhunter Die, make sure you submit us your photos through our Facebook page, or of course you can always visit our website, bowhunting.com.
All right, Todd. Well, that's all we've got for this week's show. As we already told you guys, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We're going to have some hopefully awesome whitetail hunting action as well as the conclusion of our hit list. I know that I have some good bucks that I want to talk about. Yeah. I'm sure you do as well. And I actually just talked to Clinton this afternoon. They got a couple of good deer down there.
They're stacking up this year. I mean,
in Fulton County that they want to show us for the next episode.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Justin. But I mean, you know, gosh, Justin, I mean, we've both talked to a lot of guys, and I mean, despite, at least here in the Midwest, I mean, I can't speak for too grave an area here, but at least here in the Midwest, despite the drought, the EHD, chronic wasting disease, I mean, there's some big bucks around.
Yeah, so we're going to show you a couple more of those bucks in the next episode, and then hopefully we'll show you even more of them after we shoot them this fall. So that's all we've got for this episode of Bowhunter Die. We'll see you guys again in 2 weeks.
In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories, so join us now and like us on Facebook.
We're going to Waldrop. I don't know why.
Good morning.
We're going to Waldrop.
Good morning.
Oh God, that's why we're going to Waldrop.
All right, so we're here deep in the bush, hunting wildebeest.